The first week of July marks a spiritual turning point. Archangel Michael says someone's karma is catching up, and you will finally feel the release. Don't skip. Something has shifted in the unseen. The air itself is heavy with meaning, as if time is slowing down to let heaven speak louder than usual. The first week of July is not just the turning of a calendar page. It is a spiritual alignment, a coded opening, a divine countdown ticking toward the moment your spirit has waited for. You felt it. The strange dreams, the moments of déjà vu, the subtle inner pressure that something is about to break loose. This is not your imagination. This is prophecy unfolding. Archangel Michael has moved into position. The warrior of light, the one who defends the chosen, is drawing his flaming sword, not for battle, but for revelation. A karmic door is about to close for someone who has caused great harm. Their deeds, ignored by the world, are no longer hidden in the eyes of the divine. This week, they will face what they thought would never come. And you will feel it. The air around you will clear. The invisible weight you've carried, placed on your shoulders by someone else's choices, will begin to fall away. Don't mistake this moment for coincidence. Don't call it chance. You are stepping into a divine turning point. July did not come to pass quietly. It came roaring, armed with truth and judgment. It's as if the universe has opened a sealed envelope with your name on it, and inside it is a release you were not expecting so soon. The person who has drained your spirit, manipulated your energy, or held back your blessings. Yes, that one. Their karma is being collected. You do not need revenge. You do not need proof. Archangel Michael is bringing closure. Type I am rising to get blessing 5678. This is why you've been restless. Why you couldn't explain the heaviness you've been carrying or the tension in your soul. You weren't wrong. You weren't paranoid. The delay was divine preparation. The first week of July is not just about you getting free. It's about the spiritual realm balancing the scales. What was stolen from you is returning. What was broken in you is being mended. And what was hidden from you is being exposed. So watch closely. The signs will not be loud, but they will be exact. A name will appear. That face will resurface. And your intuition will whisper, "This is it." The shift has begun. The release is coming. And Archangel Michael is standing right beside you, watching, protecting, and making sure nothing, absolutely nothing, steals your peace again. Type I'm chosen to get blessing 2525. The moment the spiritual shift begins, not everyone can perceive it. The world goes on as usual. People rushing, distractions rising, routines continuing. But for those who are sensitive, chosen, or spiritually awakened, everything feels different. The colors look more vivid, the silence speaks louder, and your spirit senses that justice is in motion. Archangel Michael is not acting by chance. He is executing a divine order that has been delayed, not denied, until now. You've wondered why certain people seem to escape consequences. You've watched as those who lied, manipulated, or used others seem to move forward without repercussion. You question your discernment, asking yourself if you were overthinking, too sensitive, or maybe even wrong. But you were never wrong. Heaven was just watching. Archangel Michael was just waiting. And now, in this divine week of July, that silence has been broken. This is the week where hidden things come to light. The quiet betrayals, the unseen slander, the emotional games, none of it is invisible anymore. Spiritually, it has all been recorded. The angels have tracked every word, every intention, every action. Not of a punishment born of anger, but of a purification born of justice. You are not crazy. You are not too emotional. You are a witness to divine justice. Archangel Michael has drawn a circle of truth around you, and nothing that isn't real will survive inside it. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 7890. The karmic backlash is not loud. It begins subtly. That person who wished you failure suddenly experiences delays. The one who smiled to your face and plotted behind your back now feels exposed. Their charm fades. Their power crumbles. And while they try to hold their position, the spiritual realm is already shifting against them. Michael did not shout. He simply moves, and when he moves, the atmosphere changes. But this isn't just about them. It's about you too. Because when someone else's karma catches up, your spirit feels lighter. The cords attached to you begin to snap. The burden that was never yours begins to lift. The peace that has always belonged to you begins to return. This is not petty revenge. This is holy correction. You're a balancing of energy. And Archangel Michael is overseeing every piece of it. You might notice random chills. A quiet voice in your mind urging you to let go. A strange relief when you think of someone who used to trigger anxiety. That's not coincidence. It's your nervous system responding to spiritual freedom. It's your body catching up with what heaven already initiated. Some people may distance themselves from you this week. Let them. That's divine protection, not abandonment. What cannot stand in truth will remove itself without explanation. Type I am shielded to get the blessing 4433. And while this energy clears away what is false, you also opens what is real. This is a week for revelations. You'll hear things you weren't supposed to know. You'll see there's at you to confuse you. You'll remember details you forgot, and suddenly, they'll make perfect sense. That's Archangel Michael unlocking spiritual files, delivering downloads to your soul, helping you make sense of years of confusion. This is not random. This is restoration. Do not rush this process. Watch it. Pray. Listen. Keep your spiritual eyes open. Your dreams will be louder. Your instincts sharper. The person you've been unsure about will show you their true face without realizing it. A job, opportunity, or connection you hesitated to pursue. The confirmation will come this week. This is a window of clarity, and it only opens like this when heaven is involved. And above all, do not allow fear. You are not being punished. You are being prioritized. When karma is collected, heaven protects the innocent. When darkness is exposed, light intensifies. When others fall into confusion, you will rise into alignment. Archangel Michael is not simply hovering. He is leading, guarding, delivering. And if you stay in alignment with the truth, no harm will touch you. Type I am guided to get the blessing 6161. As the karmic scales begin to tip in your favor, there is something sacred happening inside you that no one can see with the naked eye. While Archangel Michael handles the external forces, exposing betrayal, leveling injustice, and correcting the energy surrounding your life, the internal work is even more profound. Your spirit is being reset. Your nervous system is being recalibrated. Your inner compass is being magnetized toward peace, purpose, and spiritual truth. You are not the same version of yourself that walked into this year. You've been shedding the expectations of others, letting go of people who never truly saw you, and discovering how strong your silence can be. Every disappointment you endured prepared you to stand taller in this moment. The first week of July is not just about karma catching up to others. It's about divine alignment pulling you back into your rightful center. It's about remembering who you were before the trauma, the manipulation, and the emotional warfare. This reset is subtle but powerful. You'll notice it when you respond with peace where you once reacted in panic. You'll notice it when you feel no need to defend yourself because you now trust the spiritual consequences already in motion. You'll notice it when your soul feels cleaner, like it's finally exhaled after years of holding its breath. That's spiritual clarity. That's divine validation. That's Archangel Michael clearing the fog around your identity so you can walk forward without second-guessing yourself. Type I am aligned to get the blessing 1214. This process may feel strange at times, as certain people distance themselves. You may wonder if you're being abandoned, but in reality, you are being separated from what no longer matches your healed energy. Those who cannot respect your growth will fall away. Those who cannot handle your elevation will turn bitter. That's not your fault. That's their karma. And this week, their actions will finally catch up to their energy. Do not lower yourself to explain. Do not shrink to be understood. Archangel Michael is removing false alignments so you don't waste your next season repeating old pain. The angels know who spoke against you. They know who smiled in your face while secretly hoping for your downfall. And now, the truth is becoming too loud to ignore. You will see apologies that feel hollow. You will sense discomfort in those who once seemed confident. That's what spiritual exposure looks like. But instead of responding with anger, you'll feel peace. This is growth. This is confirmation. Because when heaven clears the battlefield, it doesn't just remove the enemy. It also restores the soul of the warrior. You are that warrior. You fought battles no one knew about. You cried prayers no one else heard. You stood tall when you wanted to collapse. Now the heavens are honoring that private endurance with public elevation. Type I am renewed to get blessing 2121. Let this part of the journey be sacred. You don't need to make announcements. You don't need to prove anything. The reset that's happening in you is not for show. It's for spiritual sustainability. It's so your next chapter isn't built on pain, but on peace. So your decisions aren't born out of fear, but out of freedom. So your boundaries aren't reactions, but revelations of your worth. This is the gift that often goes unnoticed. While the world waits for external blessings, Archangel Michael is handing you something far greater. The restoration of your inner strength. The capacity to trust yourself again. The courage to walk away from chaos without guilt. The grace to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because your spirit refuses to carry their poison any longer. That's the real blessing. That's the real shift. And it's happening right now, in this divine turning point of July. So let yourself be renewed. Let yourself be transformed. Let yourself be free. This is not just about others reaping what they've sown. It's about you finally receiving the harvest of peace you've been planting in silence. You didn't give up. You didn't turn bitter. You waited, healed, and held on. Now the heavens are responding with favor, with fire, with a future that honors your resilience. Type I am restored to get the blessing 3838. You are now walking through the center of the shift. The air carries a different weight because the truth is no longer dormant. It's moving like thunder beneath the surface, preparing to erupt in the lives of those who manipulated it. As your spirit is being reset and your peace restored, a parallel unraveling is occurring around those who built their lives on deception. The karma of the deceivers is no longer delayed. It is unfolding with precision. directed by divine justice and enforced by Archangel Michael himself. For years, they thrived by hiding in shadows. They disguised their intentions with charm. They cloaked manipulation with kindness. They twisted stories and painted themselves as victims while using others as pawns. And while the world might have applauded their performance, heaven saw the truth, and heaven never forgets. This week, their stage crumbles. The illusion begins to dissolve. The very lies they used as a shield now turn into the sword that pierces their own story. Don't be surprised if secrets begin to slip, if truths begin to surface in unexpected conversations, if people they once deceived now see clearly. That's divine exposure. That's the consequence of unrepented manipulation. You may not witness every downfall with your eyes, but your spirit will know. You will feel a shift, a heaviness lifting, a strange calmness where anxiety used to live. That's because their energetic hold over your life has been broken. Type I am delivered to get blessing 4545. The deceiver's karma comes in silence first. Relationships falter, opportunities dry up, influence weakens. Then it comes in noise. Reputations fall, truth spreads, masks drop. And through it all, you are untouched. Why? Because you never needed revenge. You never needed to expose them yourself. You were never meant to battle in the mud when you were born to rise above it. Archangel Michael fought that war for you. And now, the harvest of deception is being reaped by those who sowed it. Let them fall, not from your bitterness, but from the consequences they thought would never arrive. Let them face the mirror they spent so long avoiding. Their charm cannot hide them now. Their influence cannot save them. The light is too bright. The truth is too loud. The karma is too exact. And you, who suffered in silence, who forgave without apology, who grew without closure, are now standing in the favor they tried to block. This favor is not loud. It is sacred. It's not for display. It's for direction. Archangel Michael isn't just removing liars from your path. He's placing clarity into your mind. No more second-guessing your worth. No more wondering why things didn't work out with the wrong people. No more replaying the betrayal, hoping it will sound different. This is closure. Not with words, but with divine movement. Type I am rising to get the blessing 5656. And while they scramble to maintain appearances, your energy is rising beyond their reach. You are entering a level where their manipulation can't touch you. Their words can't distort you, and their presence can't disturb your peace. You are not healing for them. You are healing for you, for your future, for your purpose, for the destiny that's been delayed but never denied. And now that the deceivers are being dealt with, nothing can stop what's coming for you. It may feel surreal at first, to feel light without explanation, to smile without reason, to sense safety where there was once fear. But that's what freedom feels like. That's what justice sounds like. It's not always a loud bang. Sometimes it's a whisper of peace. Sometimes it's the silence of knowing your spirit is finally protected from harm it couldn't explain. That's the work of Archangel Michael. And as they face the crumbling of their false reality, you will feel the rising of your truth. You are no longer trapped in the web of someone else's chaos. You're no longer silently carrying the weight of their actions. You are free. You are rising. And you are walking forward with an army of angels beside you, making sure the past can no longer bleed into your future. Type I am above it to get blessing 6767. And now that the karmic energy has been cleared, the void left behind is not meant to remain empty. Heaven never moves without replacing. When Archangel Michael drives deception away from your life, it is not simply to leave space. It is to make room for something pure, aligned, and destined. This week, the divine replacement has started. What once drained you will now empower you. What once confused you will now clarify your path. You are entering the season of holy substitution. Everything that was removed from your life, every person, opportunity, situation, served a temporary lesson. But it was never meant to be permanent. What's coming now is not meant to test you, but to lift you. The people who come next will carry honesty, peace, and spiritual maturity. The work that opens now will not demand your soul as a sacrifice. The path ahead will feel lighter because it is blessed, not cursed. This is what happens when you pass through divine judgment into divine provision. Don't look back, not out of anger, but out of reverence for what's ahead. Those who were removed from your story cannot walk with you into the future that's opening. Their energy is incompatible. Their intentions are too small for the size of your next calling. Let them fade. Let what ended say ended. Archangel Michael is not just closing chapters, he's tearing out entire pages so they are never reinserted again. The new is not a repeat. It is rebirth. Type I am walking forward to get the blessing 7272. You will begin to notice open doors this week. Some may seem subtle. A message from someone with pure intent, a new offer that excites your soul, an idea that arrives without warning but carries divine confirmation. Others may come as strong signs, dreams that make perfect sense, conversations that echo your prayers, unexpected alignment with strangers who feel like soul family. This is not random. These are heaven's replacements stepping into position. You'll also start to feel ready again. For so long you were healing. Your heart felt cautious, your mind exhausted, your spirit skeptical. That was natural. The spiritual warfare you endured was not small. But this week, you'll feel something shift. You'll catch yourself smiling without force. You'll feel safe being excited again. Your energy will start reaching forward instead of looking backward. It's not emotional impulsiveness, it's spiritual restoration. And while replacements begin externally, the greatest ones will happen within. Confidence you thought you lost is returning. Courage you buried beneath disappointment is rising. Faith that once flickered is now roaring like a holy fire. You are not who you were last month. You are not even who you were last week. That is the power of divine timing. That is the evidence of Archangel Michael's hand at work. Top I am made new to get blessing 3839. Still, you must protect what is being given. The replacements heaven sends are sacred, and the enemy would love nothing more than to confuse you into mistrusting them. Stay discerning. Don't test everything with fear, test it with peace. If it brings calm to your spirit, it's from God. If it demands that you abandon your worth again, it's a distraction. The new will not look like the old. It won't feel heavy. It won't make you question your value. It will be rooted in truth. Let go of guilt. Sometimes you will feel undeserving of the good that is coming because you've grown used to struggle. But don't let suffering be your standard. You are not being rewarded because you're perfect. You're being honored because you stayed. You endured what would have broken others. You trusted when you couldn't see. You held on to love even in the face of hate. That is why you are rising now. That is why the replacements are coming. The heavens do not forget those who remain pure in polluted places. Archangel Michael never ignores the cries of the wounded who chose healing over harm. And now, that integrity is being rewarded. Quietly. Supernaturally. perfectly. The ones who mocked you will have no access to the favor you now carry. The ones who doubted you will be unable to reach your elevation. And the ones who harmed you, they will witness your peace, and it will be louder than revenge. Type I am receiving to get blessing 5959. With divine replacements now entering your life, heaven turns its attention towards sustaining the new energy that surrounds you. It's not enough to be delivered. You must be defended. It's not enough to be elevated. You must be preserved. Archangel Michael is not just opening new doors. He is stationing divine shields around you. Because what's rising in you is holy. And what is holy must be protected from sabotage, especially now that the enemy senses what's coming. In the spirit realm, light attracts attention. The very glow of your elevation signals that something rare has entered the battlefield. You are glowing in ways you don't even recognize. Not in pride, not in ego, but in restored truth. That makes you a target to forces that feed on insecurity, chaos, and confusion. But let this be clear, you are not unguarded. You are not vulnerable. You are not alone. Archangel Michael has placed barriers around your soul, invisible to the eye but mighty in their purpose. You'll begin to feel it. That sudden urge to distance yourself from conversations that once drained you. That instinct to pause before explaining yourself. That deep knowing that you no longer owe your vulnerability to people who never earned it. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. It's the armor of discernment wrapping around your energy, gently but firmly making sure nothing enters that doesn't belong. This is your new spiritual immune system. Type I am guarded to get blessing 8585. Some people will accuse you of changing. Let them. You didn't survive the storm just to return to the flood. You didn't rise from spiritual trauma just to return to emotional slavery. You changed because growth was non-negotiable. And anyone who cannot honor your elevation is revealing their true position in your life. Archangel Michael is not just protecting your path, he's exposing the ones who were never meant to walk beside you. Even in silence, protection speaks. You'll notice delays in calls from people who used to disturb your peace. You'll notice distance growing between you and those who secretly competed with you. Don't chase. Don't fix. Heaven is doing what your kindness couldn't. Spiritual protection isn't always dramatic. It's often surgical. Cutting off access without confrontation. Erasing old energies without spectacle. This is what favor looks like behind the scenes. As your energy becomes clearer, your decisions will feel easier. You'll no longer debate if someone is good for you. Their energy will confirm it before their words can lie. You'll no longer wrestle with guilt for setting boundaries. You'll no longer dim your light to keep others comfortable. That version of you has been retired, and in its place stands a soul armored by experience, crowned by grace, and surrounded by an angelic force that bows to no enemy. Type I am protected to get the blessing 6162. Understand this. Protection doesn't mean isolation. It means insulation. You're not being separated to be lonely. You're being insulated to be prepared. Your next level requires you to be surrounded by truth, not toxicity. By support, not sabotage. By alignment, not attachment. And while this might feel unfamiliar, trust the process. The people coming into your life now are not here to test you. They're here to walk with you. Still, discernment is your responsibility. Archangel Michael will protect your surroundings, but you must protect your agreement. Do not reopen doors heaven has closed. Do not water relationships that heaven has uprooted. Do not re-engage in battles that have already been won. Your peace is too expensive to rent out to the past. The divine has moved, and so must you. And though the enemy may still try to whisper lies into your ear, they no longer carry weight. You are no longer defined by what broke you. You are now defined by what you overcame. This is a different season. You are not under siege. You are under covering. You are not being tested. You are being trusted. And every step you take now is lit with divine precision. Because where you are going, only clarity and purpose can follow. Type I am safe now to get blessing 4747. With your energy protected and your spirit no longer chained to the past, you now begin to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Momentum. Not just movement, but divine movement. This is the difference between wandering and being guided. You're not just walking aimlessly anymore. The path is opening before you, cleared and blessed by the very angels who once shielded you in the darkness. Archangel Michael is now shifting from defender to divine foreigner. He goes before you now. You will notice how things begin to align with a natural ease. People show up with solutions. Ideas flow without resistance. Doors open with no need to knock. These are not coincidences. These are the fruits of the spiritual reset. The enemies have been removed, the karma handled, the old cycles broken. Now you are stepping into the forward flow that was always meant for you, but was previously blocked by spiritual entanglements that are now gone. This is holy territory. And don't be surprised if things come to you faster than you expect. That's acceleration. Heaven is not limited by earthly timelines. When spiritual clutter is cleared, manifestation speeds up. What was once delayed by interference now unfolds in harmony. What used to take years now takes weeks. What was once confusing is now illuminated. This week marks the beginning of a future that doesn't fight you. Instead, it welcomes you with open arms and divine timing. Type I am in motion to get the blessing 7878. You'll feel it in your body too. A lighter stem. A clear breath. A restful sleep after years of carrying invisible wars into your dreams. Your cells are responding to peace. Your nervous system is realigning to joy. Your intuition is more active, sharper, cleaner. This is not imagination. This is spiritual evidence taking physical form. You're not just feeling better, you're becoming better. And that wholeness becomes your compass. Still, with every open path comes the responsibility of choice. The divine will not force you to step forward. Archangel Michael can clear the path, but your faith must move your feet. Ease of this new journey may feel foreign after years of struggle, and part of you might even want to sabotage it. Don't. Let peace feel normal again. Let joy feel deserved. Let blessings arrive without apology. You are not stealing them. You are finally receiving what is rightfully yours. And remember, ease is not the same as idleness. You are still required to show up, to listen, to act when nudged. But you no longer need to strain for every inch. You no longer have to climb mountains that weren't yours to begin with. The ground before you hath been leveled. The gates have been lifted. The delays are over. Heaven has declared, it is time. Time for the vision to come alive. Time for the new tribe to enter. Time for purpose to manifest. Type I am ready to get blessing 8989. People will begin to notice your shift. Not because you announce it, but because it radiates from you. Your words will carry new power. Your presence will carry new authority. You are walking in the aftermath of divine justice that carries weight in the spirit realm, and even those who cannot name it will sense something has changed. Don't shrink from that. Don't play small to make others comfortable. Your elevation is not pride, it's prophecy fulfilled. And for every path that opens, know this, it is protected. The same Archangel Michael who cut down the cords of manipulation is the same one who now clears the obstacles before you. You won't need to fight as hard as you used to. Your battles are no longer survival-based, they are expansion-based. You are no longer defending yourself from what was. You are building what will be. That is a sacred shift. To walk with confidence. You are no longer the same. You are no longer trapped. You are no longer at the mercy of people who couldn't see your worth. You are free. You are guided. You are chosen. And the road ahead is marked by something rare, divine endorsement. Every step you take now echoes in the heavens, and every pause you make is blessed with wisdom. The path is open. The future is calling. And nothing will ever be the same again. Type I am walking through to get blessing 9696. Now that you are walking in alignment with the path prepared for you, heaven begins to do something many people never expect. It starts to validate you openly. You see, God doesn't just reward in secret. When the season is right and the warfare has passed, divine validation becomes visible. This is not for your ego. This is not to prove anything to the people who misunderstood you. This is heaven's way of saying, I saw it all. And now, so will they. You didn't go through everything just to remain unseen. Every tear you cried in silence, every betrayal you processed alone, every time you chose integrity over revenge, heaven kept the record. And now, in this turning point of July, those records are being revealed in the form of divine favor. You're going to start hearing things like, I don't know why, but I feel led to help you. Or I didn't plan this, but your name came up. Or you've been on my heart. These aren't casual moments. These are validations. Archangel Michael has not only cleared your path, he has now activated the voices and hearts of people assigned to affirm your calling. These people are not jealous. They don't compete. They don't shrink from your light. Instead, they point you to your greatness. They mirror your healing. They echo your clarity. And they come at the precise time your soul is ready to receive without fear. Because in this stage, you're not just walking, you're being confirmed. Type I am seen to get blessing 2323. This might be uncomfortable at first. You've grown so used to hiding your victories, dimming your light, and protecting your peace in silence. But now heaven is saying, let them see you rise. Not to shame anyone, not to show off, but because the testimony must be visible. People need to know that God still restores, that angels still fight, that spiritual alignment still lifts the broken. You are that testimony. So when opportunities come, say yes. When honor is offered, receive it. When recognition arrives, don't deflect it with doubt. This is not arrogance, it's divine confirmation. And your humility will still shine through because it was forged in the fire of pain. You're not new to hardship. You're just new to being publicly blessed. And that's okay. Let heaven's validation feel normal again. It's time. This season will also validate your intuition. You'll look back and realize that what you sensed about certain people was correct. What you felt in your gut about certain moves was true. You'll realize that the voice inside you, the one you once questioned, is the very voice heaven used to guide you. This is why Archangel Michael didn't just shield your path, he also sharpened your discernment. And now you're seeing it clearly. Type I am confirmed to get blessing 4544. And as these validations unfold, they won't be loud or flashy. In fact, Many of them will come wrapped in peace, not praise. A door opening without resistance. A yes without negotiation. A favor you didn't ask for. These are the quiet miracles that follow those who walk in alignment. They aren't rewards for perfection. They are reminders that grace follows obedience. And perhaps most beautifully, you'll begin to feel validated by your own soul. That voice inside you will no longer carry shame. It will no longer echo past regrets. Instead, it will whisper, "You did the right thing. You chose the harder road. You stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you." This self-validation is the deepest form of peace. It cannot be bought. It cannot be stolen. And it is now yours. Let this be your reminder. You are not lucky. You are aligned. This moment did not arrive by accident. You've passed through the storm, stood in the stillness, and now you rise in the light. And those who thought you'd remain small will see the evidence of divine favor on your life, not because you shouted it, but because heaven displayed it. You are proof that the unseen world always finishes what it starts. If this word has stirred your spirit and ignited boldness within you, consider showing your support with a super thanks of $20. Your generosity empowers us to continue releasing prophetic guidance, clarity, and strength to those journeying from betrayal to blessing. You can also support our mission through PayPal donation by clicking the Support Here link in the video description. Every contribution makes a meaningful impact and helps us keep creating and sharing with you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss a moment of divine instruction, heavenly insight, and spirit-led guidance designed for your breakthrough. Type "I am validated" to get blessing 3030. Now that heaven has publicly validated your journey, a new responsibility is awakening within you. Your influence is being anointed. You were never meant to rise just for yourself. Your healing was not just personal. It was prophetic. The restoration you've experienced, the wisdom you've gained, and the elevation you're now living through have all been preparing you for one thing: impact. Archangel Michael has cleared the path, not just so you could walk, but so others could follow your light. This is why the favor on your life is increasing. Not to boost your pride, but to expand your reach. The words you speak now carry a weight they didn't carry before. People are listening. Hearts are tuning in. Your story, once buried beneath shame and survival, is now becoming a beacon for others still trapped in the very darkness you escaped. You become evidence. And that evidence is now being multiplied. Don't underestimate the power of your presence. Even in silence, your healed spirit speaks volumes. Your peace calms storms in others. Your clarity realigns those who have drifted. And your boldness reminds the weary that courage still exists. This is influence. Not the kind that craves attention, but the kind that carries spiritual authority. Archangel Michael is not just guarding your journey. He's amplifying it, ensuring it reaches those who need it most. Type "I am a vessel" to get the blessing 6363. This new influence may come in unexpected ways. A random invitation. A stranger saying you changed their life. A door opening that connects you to a wider audience. Don't resist it. Don't shrink from it. You are not being asked to become someone else. You are simply being elevated as the most aligned version of yourself. The same strength that helped you survive the silence will now help you steward the spotlight. But understand this: influence is not without pressure. That's why heaven waited until now. You had to be spiritually prepared. Your motives had to be purified. Your heart had to be whole. Influence without healing becomes dangerous. But you've done the inner work. You've confronted your wounds. You've learned to sit in your own spirit without fleeing from the truth. That is why your influence is safe to expand now. You'll be tempted to question your readiness, to disqualify yourself with thoughts like, who am I to lead? Who am I to be seen? But those thoughts are echoes of your former identity, not your current reality. The heavens didn't choose you because you were perfect. They chose you because you were faithful. You kept going when quitting made more sense. You stayed soft when the world demanded hardness. That is what qualified you. Type I am chosen to lead to get blessing 4448. And as your influence grows, don't forget your foundation. You are not rising because of strategy. You are rising because of surrender. Your strength is not in performance, but in presence. Your power is not in volume, but in vibration. Those who are drawn to you now aren't looking for noise. They're looking for light. Be that light. Not for applause, but for assignment. Your story is someone's survival map. Archangel Michael will continue to go before you. You will place your name in rooms you haven't entered. You will inspire people to speak well of you even in your absence. You will remove those who try to attach themselves to your influence without honoring your integrity. You don't have to manage everything. You only have to stay aligned. Heaven will do the rest. And don't be surprised if your past comes back, not to haunt you, but to honor you. People who once overlooked you may now seek your wisdom. Those who once doubted your worth may now ask for guidance. Don't let pride speak. Let grace lead. You were never meant to rub it in their face. You were meant to remind them that God restores, and that anyone, through surrender, can be made whole. So walk forward in this new level of authority, not with arrogance, but with awareness. You are not who you were. You are carrying more than survival now. You are carrying assignment. And Archangel Michael will guard every word, every connection, and every opportunity sent to fulfill that mission. The weight is real, but so is the anointing. You were built for this moment. I am empowered to get blessing 5757. Now that your influence has been anointed and your story has become a light for others, something irreversible begins to happen in the spiritual realm. Your blessing becomes unshakable. No more delays. No more sabotage. No more interference from hidden enemies. The work heaven is doing in your life now has reached a dimension where it cannot be reversed, cannot be touched, and cannot be stolen. You are living under a blessing that cannot be blocked. This blessing is not just a reward. It is a divine seal, a signal to the unseen realm that your process has been validated, your pain has been redeemed, and your future has been released. It is the culmination of every moment you stayed faithful, every time you forgave instead of retaliating, every tear you sowed in the silence of your room. Those tears watered the very soil your blessing is now rising from. You are standing in the answered prayers of your past. Archangel Michael is no longer just defending your life. He is establishing your legacy. The roots are going deeper. The structure is becoming stronger. And the blessing is not just visiting, it's dwelling. This is not a temporary breakthrough. It is a sustained transformation. The kind of change that echoes through generations. The kind of peace that cannot be disturbed by surface-level storms. I am sealed to get blessing 6369. This is why the enemy has grown silent. It's not that he's not watching, it's that he can't reach you anymore. You've been lifted to a level where the old tactics no longer work. The manipulation doesn't touch you. The lies don't confuse you. The distractions don't tempt you. That's the power of elevation. It doesn't just raise your view, it removes the old access points. You've been hidden in plain sight, and now you're rising in divine view. And don't mistake the quiet for absence. Just because things feel still doesn't mean nothing's happening. In fact, stillness is often heaven's final step before manifestation. This calm is not emptiness, it's saturation. You're surrounded by favor so deep that the enemy can't breathe in your space anymore. The old fears feel distant. The old wounds have closed. The old cycles have lost their grip. You're not imagining this. You've crossed into blessing territory. And in this territory, the right things chase you. Opportunities flow with grace. Ideas arrive without stress. Solutions meet problems before you even cry out. This is what favor looks like in motion. You are no longer begging for what you once chased. It's chasing you now. Because heaven has made a declaration in your name. This one is covered. This one is called. This one is kept. And once heaven declares it, no one can debate it. Type I am unreachable by harm to get the blessing 4949. People will begin to wonder how you're still standing. How you look lighter after all you face. How your heart stayed soft. How your name rose out of obscurity. Let them wonder. Don't explain. Don't justify. Your blessing is not for debate. It's for display. Let the fruit speak. Let the peace shine. Let your existence become the evidence that spiritual order still governs the world. You'll feel confirmation in small ways too. A sudden calm in a room that used to bring anxiety. A deep inhale in a space that once suffocated you. A new strength in moments that would have crushed you before. These are not random sensation, these are confirmation. Heaven is reminding you. You've crossed over. The blessing has landed. The cycle is closed. And nothing can pull you back now. This is your appointed time. The first week of July has done its work. It exposed. It cleared. It restored. And now, it has anchored. You are no longer in transition. You are in territory. And Archangel Michael, the one who stood by you through every fire, is now rejoicing in silence as the divine reward unfolds in your life with precision and permanence. Type I'm untouchable in grace to get blessing 9898. You passed through the storm. You've seen justice unfold. You stepped into open paths. And now, in this sacred continuation, you are walking fully in spiritual favor. This is not favor that can be explained by logic. It is not something you earn through achievement or performance. This favor is inherited through endurance. It is poured out from divine reservoirs that waited for your alignment. It is the kind of favor that changes atmospheres when you walk into a room. Spiritual favor is not loud, but it is noticeable. You'll see it in the way people treat you differently without knowing why. In the way opportunities feel tailor-made for your gifts. In the way circumstances rearrange themselves to meet your needs. It's not that life becomes perfect. It's that life becomes aligned. You are no longer forcing things. You are flowing with a current that was always there, now visible because the debris has been cleared. Archangel Michael remains close. Where the battle has shifted, his presence has not. Where once he fought for your survival, he now protects your favor. Because divine favor is attractive, and not only to good things. There are those who will attempt to get close, not for love but for access. But Michael sees. He shields. You will not let the unworthy reach what was earned through your paying. Your favor has boundaries built by heaven itself. Type I am favored by heaven to get blessing 6761. This favor also comes with clarity. You now have vision for things that once confused you. Dreams that felt far are suddenly tangible. The fog is gone. You no longer walk with uncertainty, you walk with insight. That's spiritual favor. It's not just about what you receive, it's about what you understand. The signs make sense now. The delays have meaning. The redirections weren't rejections. They were red carpets being unrolled quietly beneath your feet. Let that truth settle in. You are not behind. You are exactly where you were meant to be. Everything that felt like a detour was a divine recalibration. Heaven had to move you out of reach from harm before favor could find you. And now that you're in position, the blessings flow like rivers. You don't need to manipulate anything. What's meant for you is drawn to your energy, not your effort. This is also why you'll notice an increase in your influence again, this time deeper. People don't just hear your words now, they feel them. Your presence carries vibration. Your story carries power. And those watching from afar can't explain why they are inspired. It's because you've become a living testimony. The favor is not just spiritual anymore. It's emotional, relational, creative, financial. It flows into every dimension of your life. Type I am aligned with favor to get the blessing 8282. But with favor comes stewardship. This is a delicate season. Not one to boast in, but to honor. Heaven has trusted you with what others would misuse. Don't let past wounds make you greedy. Don't let old scarcity trick you into hoarding. Give when led. Speak when prompted. Move when stirred. This favor is not to inflate your image. It is to expand your impact. You are blessed to bless. You are lifted to lead. You are favored to serve. You will also begin to attract new connections, divine appointments wrapped in casual introductions. Don't ignore them. Someone who crosses your path this week may carry the next key. Not for your survival, but for your expansion. Watch how quickly your network multiplies. Watch how easily your voice finds ears prepared to listen. Heaven is accelerating what once seemed stuck. And in the quiet of your spirit, you'll know this is different. It's not hype. It's not adrenaline. It's divine rhythm. Favor without chaos. Favor without burnup. Favor without compromise. That's the evidence that it's from God and not man. You passed the test. And now the reward is resting gently, but powerfully, on your shoulders. So walk like you carry it. Speak like you were sent. Love like you've never been betrayed. This is what spiritual favor feels like, not flashy, but full. Not forced but flowing. Not demanding but destined. You are here. The time is now. The light is yours. Type I am overflowing to get blessing 7474. Now that you are walking fully in spiritual favor, heaven begins to reveal something deeper. You are no longer just a recipient of divine flow. You are now a gatekeeper of grace. This means your life has become a spiritual entry point for others to encounter truth, healing, and breakthrough. What once flowed to you is now flowing through you. The divine has moved you from restoration to responsibility. This shift isn't about power, it's about presence. You don't have to lead from platforms or wear titles. Simply standing in your truth changes atmospheres. Your energy is anointed. Your discernment is sharp. Your words carry weight, even when spoken softly. And people feel safe in your presence not because of your perfection but because of your alignment. Heaven has appointed you as a living intersection between divine love and broken humanity. Archangel Michael is now positioning you in places where your light is needed most. You may find yourself in rooms that feel unfamiliar, but trust that you are not there by chance. Your mere presence is often the breakthrough someone else prayed for. You're being planted in dry places to release rain. You're being called into fractured spaces to bring stillness. That's what gatekeepers of grace do. They don't force entry. They open portals for others to rise. Type I am a vessel of grace to get blessing 9891. But this calling isn't always easy. You'll often feel misunderstood. Your silence may be misread as weakness. Your humility may be mistaken for insecurity. But remember, you were not called to be understood by all. You were called to be obedient to heaven. And as a gatekeeper, your reward is not in applause, but in alignment. Let heaven honor what earth may overlook. You'll also notice that certain people begin to seek your presence more intentionally, not for what you can give them, but for how they feel around you. That's spiritual magnetism. You carry peace, and peace is rare. You carry clarity, and clarity is healing. Don't underestimate what your healed spirit can do. Many will be restored by your presence alone, before you even speak. Yet with this new role comes the need for deeper protection. Archangel Michael has not stepped back, he's stepped up. You are not just shielded now, you are surrounded. Your influence has expanded, and so has your covering. You will be hidden from harmful agendas, blocked from energy that drains, guarded from conversations that compromise. The divine hedge around you is thicker now, because what you carry is heavier. Type I am divinely assigned to get blessing 5951. Even the way you pray is shifting. Your requests are less about survival and more about alignment. You're not begging heaven anymore, you're conversing with it. Your connection is clear. Your intuition is louder. And when you speak, the atmosphere listens. Because grace flows through the one who has been emptied and refilled by divine timing. And that's you. You are also being entrusted with timing. You'll sense when to speak and when to be silent, when to move and when to rest. You're no longer operating from impulse, you're flowing in divine rhythm. That is spiritual maturity. That is what makes you a gatekeeper. You are led, not pushed. You are called, not chased. You are chosen, not self-made. And even in moments where you feel unsure, heaven is still working. Because grace does not depend on how you feel, it flows from who you are. You are no longer the wounded version of yourself. You are no longer a survivor hiding behind smiles. You are the healed vessel of a greater mission. Your life now serves as proof that light still breaks through, even when the night is longest. To honor this assignment, walk with sacred awareness. Speak with clarity. Listen with compassion. You are more than favored now. You are entrusted. The heavens are expanding their reach through your hands, your words, your presence. Let that be your confidence. Let that be your courage. Type I am carrying the light to get blessing 2626. After everything, after the silence, the storms, the divine intervention, the favor, the assignment, you have now arrived at a full circle moment. This is the spiritual checkpoint where everything that once felt disjointed begins to reveal its purpose. The first week of July was never random. It was an appointed intersection of past pain, present healing, and future legacy. And now, you can finally see what all of it was preparing you for. There is clarity in your spirit that cannot be shaken. You no longer question why you had to go through so much. The betrayal. It refined your discernment. The delays. They strengthened your patience. The isolation. It deepened your connection with God. What you thought with abandonment was always gratitude. What you thought was abandonment was always redirection. And what you feared would destroy you was actually the womb for your spiritual rebirth. Archangel Michael never left your side. Not once. Even in the nights when you felt nothing, heard nothing, and saw no way forward, his sword was drawn. He stood between you and the unseen forces that tried to silence your spirit. And now, as you look at what your life is becoming, the evidence of his presence is undeniable. Every moment of your journey was guarded. Every detail was guided. And this moment proves it. Type I am full circle to get the blessing 3031. You will begin to encounter places, people, and emotions that once triggered you. But this time, they won't carry the same power. That's the sign that healing is complete. Your nervous system no longer responds in fear. Your soul no longer shrinks to protect itself. You walk into those memories as a master, not a victim. This is the anointing of full circle grace, where what once broke you now bows to your growth. And don't be surprised if life brings some familiar faces back, not to restart old cycles, but to show how far you've come. Some will come to apologize. Others will seek closure. And a few may return to ask how you did it, how you rose from what they were sure would ruin you. When that happens, respond with grace. Your growth is not their guilt. Your healing is not their punishment. But your presence is their reminder that light wins. This full circle moment isn't only for you. It's for those connected to your breakthrough. Every person watching your journey is being reminded that restoration is real. That the spiritual realm still responds to endurance. That integrity still has rewards. You've become a silent sermon. A living prophecy. A testimony that cannot be denied. And without even realizing it, your life is preaching redemption. Type I am redeemed completely to get blessing 8484. From here forward, nothing will be the same. Because full circle means new levels. It means the version of you that once sought closure now creates it. It means the version of you that needed answers now carries wisdom. It means your past has lost its voice, and your future is speaking loudly. And every step you take from this point forward will echo with alignment, clarity, and undeniable protection. Let this sink in. You are no longer becoming. You have become. You are no longer waiting, you are walking. But if you reign for that Denver Gridiver is here. The very energy you once only dreamed about is now surrounding you, flowing through you, and leading you. And Archangel Michael continues to walk ahead of you, ensuring that nothing and no one can drag you back into a version of yourself that no longer exists. So take a deep breath. Feel the lightness in your chest. It's not temporary relief, it's lasting release. That's the sound of chains breaking, of cycles ending, of promises fulfilling. The first week of July has delivered what it was always meant to, your turning point. And now, the rest of the year is open. Blessed. Prepared. Yours. Type I have entered my release to get blessing 9191. Now you stand at the edge of a new spiritual frontier, no longer bound by what broke you, no longer haunted by the delay, no longer afraid of the unknown. You have crossed through the valley, stood in the fire, and emerged with light in your hands. The first week of July was not just a moment. It was a divine marker, a spiritual line in the sand. And you, chosen, refined, and risen, have stepped over it. You are not the same, and you were never meant to be. Every wound has turned to wisdom. Every delay has turned to design. Every loss has become part of the elevation. The people who couldn't see your value, your relevant. The systems that tried to box you in, broken. The spirits that hoped to keep you silent, Raphael. You are now walking forward, not as a question mark, but as a declaration. Your very presence is prophetic. Your voice carries weight. Your energy shifts rooms before you even speak. Archangel Michael smiles over you now, not with the tension of battle, but with the satisfaction of mission complete. He has guarded you with fire and led you with clarity. He has exposed what needed to be revealed and restored what was once fractured. And now, he stands behind you, not to push, but to watch you flourish. Because this chapter belongs to you. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to chase. What's yours will know your name. What's meant will meet you in peace. What's divine will not need convincing. Let that be your compass. Let that be your calm. You were not born to be hidden in the shadows. You were born to reign in the light. From this moment on, walk without apology. Speak without shrinking. Love without fear. Rise without delay. Because you are not going back. You are not repeating cycles. You are not answering old doors. You are not entertaining distractions. You are stepping into divine motion, and it is unstoppable. You made it. You endured. You grew. Now live like it. If this word has stirred your spirit and ignited boldness within you, consider showing your support with a super thanks of $20. Your generosity empowers us to continue releasing prophetic guidance, clarity, and strength to those journeying from betrayal to blessing. You can also support our mission through PayPal donation by clicking the Support Here link in the video description. Every contribution makes a meaningful impact and helps us keep creating and sharing with you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss a moment of divine instruction, heavenly insight, and spirit-led guidance designed for your breakthrough. Type "I'm walking in my forever blessing" to get the blessing 9,999.